Welcome everybody to our week 3, and I trust you all had a nice, relaxing, maybe even productive Labor Day. So this week, short week here. This is an off week for essays, so you just turned in your narrative, of course. Papers, I would allow about 2 weeks, no more than 2 weeks, from the due date. So for the narrative, the due date was the second Sunday. So no later than the due date of our second essay, the descriptive, the 16th, you'll get the narratives back. You'll get them back probably well enough before the descriptive is due. Probably during the same week during which the descriptive, the second essay is due. You should have enough time to kind of see comments, your rubric scores, any issues you might have had, any clarification. You'll have it all well enough ahead of time so that perhaps you don't make the same mistakes on your second essay. So that is where we are right now, our second unit, and that is description. Camera getting a little wobbly on the base here. Excuse me there. So our second unit, description in SCC, Successful College Composition. That is going to be Unit 3.2. So narration was 3.1, this is 3.2. And for it, please do exercises 4 and 5. I believe they give you not so much a template, but different words and concepts around which you could build some kind of a descriptive paragraph or some kind of an assemblage, and not quite a paper, but just follow the directions of the exercises, kind of get you in the habit of using descriptive language. And that's really what you did in the narrative. You were telling a story, that was your primary goal, giving the account especially of a particularly special, meaningful moment in your life. But of course, in doing so, you were using description to make things come to life, to make sensory images really kind of pop. Of course, you have to describe. That's what you're doing when you're appealing to our 5 senses of taste, touch, hearing, smelling, and sight, right? Did I say one twice? I don't think so. I always get them mixed up when I'm enumerating the 5 senses. I always leave one out. But you know what I mean. In any case, but with the descriptive essay, the second mode of discourse, your primary focus is not in crafting an account. Your primary focus this time is making a thing come to life via descriptive language. And we'll talk more about that with next week's video and next week. For this week, you are doing the SCC exercises, exercises 4 and 5, and those are going to be due by next Sunday, or this Sunday, however you want to conceive of the week, Sunday the 9th. And then this Wednesday, the 5th, I am going to give the discussion questions for the 2 reading selections for this week in the descriptive section in our 1101 reader. They are by Min, Goodbye to My Twinkie Days, and then E.B. White's Once More to the Lake. Okay? So those are the 2 reader selections, and I will have questions for you Wednesday, kind of like we did a couple weeks ago with the first week. I'm staggering it so that you could do the exercises in SCC and then give yourself a few days, and then you'll have the discussion questions. So it's kind of staggered that way, so maybe not front-loading you with so much stuff in a week. And this week I've suspended the blogs, but blogging will return next week. Next week is the week during which you are writing your descriptive essay, and I will have a blog post that you could voluntarily subscribe to and blog if you'd like, again for bonus points. So I'll sprinkle the blogs in this kind of intermittent fashion, every other week, bi-weekly, something like that. But no blog this week, but blogging will return next week. So that's pretty much it, folks. On to our new unit, on to our new shell in Blackboard. It'll be shell 2, weeks 3 and 4. So that is where you're navigating to do the week's work. Be on the lookout Wednesday for the discussion questions for the two descriptive passages you need to read from the reader. And by as early as Tuesday morning, you will have the SCC Dropbox available for you in which to submit your assignment, your exercise 4 and 5 responses. Okay, so that is all I have. Maybe just one more thing. I think I did everything I could. I think I got to every one of you who gave me rough draft submissions for your narrative. Of course, the sooner you give me that, the better. Rough draft, if you want me to look over a rough draft for your essay. Always better the first half of the week than the second. And I'm allowing you guys up to the Thursday before the Sunday during which the essay is due. So for the descriptive, you'll have till next Thursday, so week 4's Thursday, during which to give me any rough material, rough draft material, check a thesis, anything like that. Probably too early for any of that this week. That's probably something you'll be concerned with doing next week. Also pay attention in SCC to the model essays. That's a really helpful thing in our course text. They give you actual sample essays that kind of have the look of an 1101 essay. So that's a good tool to help you prepare as well. Also, if you guys ever send an email to me during the weekend, no guarantees that I'm going to turn it around to you right then and there. I am pretty vigilant about keeping watch over my inbox, and I like to get all of my inbox queries answered and resolved sooner rather than later. I try to keep my inbox clean and the count low. So even during the weekend, I am likely to respond, but don't expect if we're up against a deadline and you email me, like, say, the day before something is due during the weekend, it's not always likely that I'm going to turn that right around for you. So just word to the wise there for future reference going forward. Okay, I think that might very well be the end of it. This is Mr. Volpe during our Labor Day, 9/3/2018. And you guys enjoy a great week 3. Bye, everybody.